Okay, so I just have a bunch of questions that um, we wanted to know. The first question is, what is Anime Matsuri?
Anime Matsuri is a Japanese convention, also that surrounds you with anime related industry events. Includes all kinds of related arts as well. And you're talking about ranging from Japanese animation, which is anime, to festival activities, to a car show, to a Japanese fashion show, along with tuning, with cosplay, which is costume and play, all kinds of big events, a lot of contests all throughout the weekend, panels and workshops. And it's just pretty much a celebration of all things um, related to Japanese culture.
That's really cool. So, what inspired the name Anime Matsuri?
That's a good question. Well, we love anime. We actually had a store called Planet Zero, and back then that started. We went to conventions to promote it, anime conventions in particular, and we decided that, well, you know what, this doesn't look too bad. I think we can pull off running our own convention. So we actually did that, and the name came up. We wanted to use anime in there so that people can be more aware of Japanese animation. And Matsuri, meaning festival or celebration or party, we want to pretty much celebrate and bring all that thing, all things tied to Japanese culture together in a party form. So that's where Matsuri came from. So anime
That's
Matsuri.
that's cool. So, how long has the convention been around? Like, when did it actually start?
The convention conception started in 2006. The first event was in April 2007. So it's been around. We're going on our seventh annual event.
That's cool. So what is your role in Anime Matsuri?
I am the founder, CEO, and chairman of the convention, and all kinds of, I guess, hats along with that. Yes.
Okay. Um, what made you decide to become chairman?
Actually, it was either myself or my husband, John Lee, and so he pretty much is a event coordinator, and he wanted me to pretty much be the leader in the as the face of the convention as well. So with that said, we went ahead and agreed that I will be the chairman and he will be the director behind the scenes stuff.
Oh, cool. So, do y'all actually start when do y'all start planning for the next convention? Like, how early? I know you mentioned earlier that you said you had already started thinking about some stuff for next year.
Yes. It pretty much it really depends on our schedule, but we usually start planning for the next year's event pretty much 3 months before the event um, the following year. So you're talking about 15 to 16 months ahead for the next event,
Oh,
usually.
wow.
Yeah.
That's a
It's
lot
got
of planning.
yeah, it's a people, think that so it seems seamless. This way, if we get more opportunities or things come up, then we're ready for it. But we do start planning, ideas and just working with people or companies pretty much 15 to 16 months ahead of the
Wow. Okay, so what do you do when you're not planning?
Oh, good question. I have a family now of two, includes two children, And so we do family stuff. I have a huge family in general. I have 35 cousins alone in Houston. So there's a lot of family events, parties. There seems to be a birthday every week. And
Wow.
yeah, but I do a lot of family stuff. I travel quite a bit, and from Japan to Europe, um, to in the United States as well. We've done you know New York, California, East Coast, Virginia, and Miami and stuff. So we do quite a bit of traveling as
Uh,
well. So that's
I
that's actually my hobby is to travel. So.
yeah, I've only been to like I used to live in Alaska,
Oh.
so yeah, that's actually where I got my name or my cosplay name.
Okay, now it makes sense.
Yeah. When I moved here about 8 years ago, people didn't remember my name, but they remembered that I was from Alaska, so that became my nickname. And when I started doing cosplaying about 3 years ago, I just stuck with that as my cosplay name.
Cool. I love that. Yeah, it's whatever however you're remembered by. So that's really interesting.
Okay, next question. If you
Mhm.
could bring anybody, like any person to Anime Matsuri next year, who would it be and why?
Ooh, good question. Um, well, gosh, there's just so many that you're looking at like thousands of people I want to bring. Oh my gosh, that is a really tricky question. I want to say, um, not really a person. Let's just say that.
Okay.
Let's see. I would like to bring Miku.
Oh, wow,
Hatsune
that's cool. Now I understand why you don't say a person.
Miku. Because I think not that she's popular or anything. I think the whole idea of a I'm just fascinated with the hologram and how much she's reached people through music and dancing and just the art itself. So I that's something that I would love to do. In terms of a person, though, I would bring a big movie star. So there's just too many to think of, so I can't think of someone specific.
But it would definitely be a movie star. That's
Yeah,
kind
movie
of
star.
cool. um, what is your favorite part about working with Matsuri?
Um, my favorite part is actually something I don't necessarily do, but that I sense, which is people who are really I completely enjoy seeing people thoroughly passionate about what they're doing and loving the art of cosplaying, or whether it be being with friends or being enjoying a panel and just completely enthralled in it. So that's my joy. My joy is to see other people's happiness from being at the event, and whether it be at the concert, people yelling and screaming for the artist and singing along, or whether it's seeing someone with their children all dressed up. So I enjoy every aspect of people's joy at the convention, if that makes
Yeah,
sense.
it does. Because I only started going to conventions about like I said about 3 years ago, and I love watching like the little babies completely dressed up with their parents, and like the whole family is from a specific like
Yeah,
anime.
into it. Yes, I agree. I love it. Love it.
Is there anything that stands out about this year's conventions compared to past conventions?
This year's convention, we have opened up different related arts. I want to say, if I can put that mildly, we have incorporated, comic book themed panels, events, bringing Marvel Entertainment. There's something really special for us because I don't believe Marvel Entertainment has ever been to an anime convention other than Comic Cons and whatnot. So that's that aspect. We've opened up a new demographic, which is I'm really excited about. This year also a World Cosplay Summit Finals, which is an event on Sunday. That is something that we're really privileged and honored to be hosting. It only came about this past fall, and we were able to be picked to host it, and that's something very exclusive to Anime Matsuri. In the U.S., only one convention gets to host the finals, and we were able to this year. So that is opening another can of awesomeness because because we're getting a lot of international, I guess, notoriety for it. People are coming from all over the world that we see in registration, pre-registration right now.
Yeah, I remember you saying at the on your live chat last night that you had people booking the hotel from like out of the country, and that was like
it's unreal. I think it's from Brazil, Mexico, from Canada, a few from Europe. I think it's from London and Italy, and
wow.
then we have people. Funny enough, we have people from Japan coming to the convention also.
That's crazy.
Yeah, even though this is a them, they're coming to the event as well. So it's pretty amazing. From South America to North America to Europe, and it's just amazing to see. Australia too, actually.
Oh wow.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so what goes into booking a guest for Matsuri? Like, what do you have to do?
Well, it really depends on how our concept is. If we want something entertaining for the audience, we actually do it by a lot of requests. We really look at people's feedback and input on who we should bring. So we put that take that into consideration, and then we draw from all these genres, and then certain people that work with that particular either animation or particular panel or event that we want to include in the event. But that stems definitely from the fans. And then we never really just bring something that we enjoy. If we do, we ask first before we so let's just say the idea comes from the fan, and then eventually we seek that artist out or that talent out, and then we either deal with their management or directly with the guest. And if everything goes well in terms of if they accept certain terms and conditions, and we confirm with a contract, and then we announce once they sign. So that's usually the goes.
Pretty cool. What are some of the organizations involved in Anime Matsuri?
Well, there's a lot. We definitely have. There's approximately 13 departments. I won't say from guest relations to volunteers to our AM studios, our behind the scenes and production team that we use. So there's a lot of companies that are involved, especially with the production of it. When I say production, I mean just stage work, videography, animation from our commercial or promo video or something like that, to entertainment. So our production team is pretty big, and that includes many companies involved. And I want to say 4 different companies involved in that. And we have sponsors that we work with. Certain sponsors, like sometimes it could be car dealerships, or it could be a certain media group, like local media group, such as magazines and whatnot. Um, so personal sponsorship. Sometimes vendors are sponsors. We have that they want to give back and also promote themselves. So we work with individuals as well as companies. And then we also have, of course, the industries that are involved with these, from Funimation to Viz Media to Bandai. So there's lots of um, companies or groups that are definitely involved in the company and each event itself.
Wow. Okay, so how will the new location impact the convention for this year?
That's why I forgot to mention that the Hyatt is definitely something new. The Hyatt Regency downtown Houston is our new venue, and we had put an article out about that, just stating why. And the main reason is because we've outgrown the Woodlands itself. Funny enough, structurally, it cannot hold us. The rooms there are very limited in terms of our growth, and so being at the Hyatt Regency has really opened doors for us. There's so many hotel rooms that are available. Our companies want to work with us more because we are in Central Houston now. So I think the impact, people are going to a really big difference in terms of this year's event versus previous years. There's going to be more happening there, and because of the more companies involved, it's going to probably be bigger than what people expect. So it'll be good for everyone. For us, working with different groups and media, and for the attendees, just really enjoying themselves and having a lot more people, dressed up and enjoying the convention.
Speaking of the convention growing, how many people do you expect to attend this year?
We get that question all the time with companies that we want to work with. We are anticipating, I want to say, before, let's just put the numbers before. Last year's numbers were 10,400 something, 422. And then this year, we initially, when we changed the venue back in fall, we were thinking it's probably going to be like 12,000 people, which is usually our steady growth like that, 20 to 25%. But it looks like we're going to be anticipating a lot more than that, because the fact that we included, Marvel, and we included World Cosplay Summit. So we are now anticipating approximately 14,000 people.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. Well, this is it's a 3-day event, but we definitely see the record number of pre-registers this year. So we're anticipating quite a bit of numbers, increase in numbers for this event.
That's a lot of people.
Yeah. Yeah. Hopefully, the festival area will help too. I think it'll draw a lot of people to the convention.
What are we going to be doing in the festival? What events or different stuff are we doing?
Yeah, there's actually a lot of companies that are going to be coming out there to promote themselves and also be part of the event. So Import Reactor, which is the car show, and exclusively a tuning / import / Japanese car show, is going to be part of that festival area. And then you have music out there and entertainment out there. So you have DJs. We're going to have cultural dances out there. We're going to have taiko drummers out there. So KRBE radio will be out there. So it's going to be really festive in terms of, in the sense that, you know, it's a celebration. So I think it's going to draw a lot of people in that festival area.
It sounds really exciting. So,
it's going to be good for everyone.
yeah. How does somebody get involved with Anime Secrets or Anime Matsuri? Wow.
We get inquiries every day. So we take into consideration those who are wanting to volunteer versus, you know, just being companies that want to get involved. They send us, you know, their information and how they would like to get involved. Sometimes from that we stem ideas that we bring to them as well. And then he writes a script if everything goes, if everyone agrees to do something like that. But it actually, the concept is from him, and then it comes from, you know, various ideas of what happened during the filming as well, and the editing and stuff. So it's a lot of work.
How does one? I know there's like a bunch of different cosplayers that are in the like the video. How do like me, the cosplayer, would I?
I actually had an audition, not audition, but we auditioned for to be involved with our commercial. Our commercial has gotten so popular that we had to do this because we couldn't get every cosplayer in there. But if you notice, it's from very first group of cosplayers. So it ranges also by young cosplayers to older cosplayers to first-time cosplaying versus, you know, experienced cosplayers. So we really try to pick a range of different cosplayers involved, and they had to originally submit that in, and that we normally do the summer. We start asking people to submit their quote resume or application if they want to be involved in our commercials. Then we start filming pretty much that fall. Yeah, and it takes about 5 to 6 months just to finish for the commercial.
Wow.
Yeah, so it's not your typical, you know, throw in some ideas and then film people, but really be creative team, and that's everything, as you can see, there's, you know, CGI in it and 3D animation and stuff, so it's pretty cool.
Okay, what has been your favorite year of Anime Matsuri, and what are you look forward to most this year?
Ooh, good question. I have to say, last year was definitely one of my favorites. I think because I got to that once we have it done on time, to have a team implement it at the convention and run it well. So that would be my word, is to make sure that everything is done before the event so that it can run smoothly.
Let me see what other question I have. Okay, what security measures are in for parents that are concerned for their younger kids?
Good question. We are implementing a lot of security this year due to the fact that, first of all, there's going to be a lot of people, anticipating a lot of people. We have HPD, which is literally in the next block. The HPD department is there, so we have 24-hour service from HPD throughout the weekend there. We have hotel security that is working with us, and we also have a third-party security company that we are working with to just oversee any issues. Also, checkpoint, that we see a lot of where a lot of traffic might be going through to handle traffic as well. So, a lot of security measures in and out of the venue itself. So, surrounding the area.
Alrighty. I actually think I've asked all the questions we have.
I forgot to mention that I think one of the also most new things that this year that will be hugely, I guess people might be using a lot of and being helpful for the attendee is the app, the convention app, and that's coming within the next, by the end of the month it should be out, and it's just so convenient for the attendee. It's unlike regular convention apps where this is just the schedule. We'll have it before the convention, during the convention, and after the convention. And what's cool about it is the push notifications that you're going to be able to get. If something changes, if we want to announce something, the attendee will know immediately through their smartphone. So
it's going to be a year-round app. It's not just going to be.
Yes, it's a year-round app, just not during the convention. So very exciting.
Cool. I have one other question. I know that for next year's WCS, are y'all still going to be doing the national finals? Because I know on the San Japan website it says you are.
Really? Well, we hope to actually. We are pretty much hoping that happens. Nothing is set in stone, to be honest. It's up to us and to review what happens this year. So if everything goes well this year, then we definitely, would love to do it again. San Japan is, I believe, hosting a qualifier for 2014. And so we'll definitely plug them during our WCS this year, during our event this year. But for 2014, it's not actually
set in stone.
Yes, set in stone.
Well, that's cool. Is there anything else that you kind of want to say about the convention or anything that's going on? Because I've pretty much asked all the questions that we came up with.
Okay. Gosh. I just really hope that people are going to be open-minded to what we do with the event this year and the following year. We hope people will also give us a lot of input and feedback, because we really do appreciate all that that happens, because without fans, we wouldn't be running this either. So that's all I can think of. I have a lot going on.
Okay, well, I think that's about it. I mean, we don't have any other questions, so.
Yeah, keep me posted on